My name is Avery Barsony. I'm 22, almost 23 years old, and I'm the owner, designer, head and only seamstress, and photographer, and social media manager of Bettie Fatal. When I make lingerie, I feel like buying lingerie for me has always been hard because I don't feel like I see anything that looks like me. Because lingerie for me, like designing, it's one thing, but it didn't start off like as a way for me to design. It started off as like a really personal journey. So like, that's why I'm like doing like part of it is like my personal blog. My personal Instagram is kind of like the process of me making pieces and me experimenting with pieces, and like I use lingerie in my own journey in trying to find body acceptance, which is super fucking hard as a fat woman trying to do lingerie. Sometimes I make stuff for myself and I'll post a picture and I'll be like, loving this new thing I made, and then people are like, please put it for sale. When I did my first real collection and I had a runway show for it, I felt like this is me. I loved it, and it was like the hardest thing I've ever done. But after I finished it, I was so proud of myself because my models were amazing. I had every like different thing I could think of like represented. Everyone like felt so good, and like I loved that my models all connected with each other. Everyone stays in contact and stays friends. And that was the first like big thing I did where I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do. Like everyone had fun, everyone felt good in what they were wearing. It was like a huge thing for me to take on, and it wasn't perfect, but I was like, yes, like I want to go forward from here. Bettie Fatal sells through Wix. That's what I use to make my storefront. I'm on Instagram, Tumblr. One of the reasons I have so many different social media platforms is that I interact with everyone as much as I can who follows me. You know, I've become friends with some of my top customers, my clients who buy from me again and again. And there are people who want to support a good ethical company. They want to see themselves reflected, but they're all so sweet. Like honestly, I think I have the best customers in the world. Japan or Malaysia? Yeah, so I said like New Zealand was far. I sell to Australia a lot, mostly over like Western Europe, not as much as Eastern Europe, and not as much in Asia, but I sell a lot in the States. I could expand a lot quicker if I was making cheap products. Like I could outsource my labor to be a lot cheaper. People know. Right. If people who are buying luxury lingerie can tell the difference. My problem is lace. I buy so much lace. I'm totally a lace addict. That's my favorite thing, is buying lace and designing around it. I have so much lace that I hoard. So this is a project I'm working on right now. This is a new pattern I'm developing. So there's 2 pieces for the crotch. The back is at least 3 pieces. Front and front, the 2 side panels, a 3-part cup, a second 3-part cup, a gore lining, a side part lining, straps, back piece, there will be a clip, channeling, elastic, lace on the cup, lace on here, to make like just this bodysuit, which is, it's not simple, but it's not one of the most elaborate pieces I've done. It was funny, like Bettie Fatal originally I didn't feel like I was, like it was like a persona I took on when I had to like deal with some serious shit. Like when I was like, okay, it's time to try and be a bad bitch, I'm like, oh, I'm not a bad bitch. So it's like, okay, but Bettie Fatal is. You can tell, I mean, at least for me, I can tell by my posts, like how I'm posing in them, whether I feel like it's me or whether it's, like sometimes it's me, it's Avery, like trying to push herself to be Bettie. It's like, okay, even though this scares the shit out of you, like wearing a bikini cut brief scares the shit out of me, but I'm like, okay, but yeah, but Bettie doesn't care. I'm trying less to be like Bettie versus Avery because it's, at the end of the day, it's me. So it used to be very much like this is a persona I have to take on, whereas now I'm just trying to be like, it's a part of my personality that I'm trying to allow to come out more. I feel like Bettie's like more like my ideals of everything like I want, and like personally I'm like more timid than I think people realize. Like Bettie is like my face, my brand, who is like someone who's working hard on self-love and self-care, who's working hard at like breaking down boundaries of like, you know, body guides of like what you can wear and what you can't, and you know what looks good on each skin tone and all that kind of stuff. and I'm in the back, like, trying to, you know, be a part of that.